Wednesday.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Malte, and today we're going to do some awesome insect research. Joining me today is our friend, Mrs. Pakawi.
Hello, guys.
Hi. Okay, so a good thing to talk about before you even start with this is, why do we read? The answer isn't just because I was assigned it in a class. Why do we read, Mrs. Pakawi?
To learn is what often my students will say,
Maybe the
but
first thing
also
they say.
to ask and learn about things that we wonder about.
Yeah, like, hey, I wonder. And to me, the best part is the I wonder part, especially when students are coming up with questions. We also read for fun. Let's not discount that. Most adults, if they're reading a book, they're reading it for fun, not to answer questions for someone who's made them do a book study. We read for fun. We read because we wonder things. And we're very lucky to have the internet these days. Back in my day, when I was a kid, you had to just wonder about things and not find the answers unless you had a good encyclopedia or a dictionary. You went to the library. It's so great we have all these websites to find the answers. So I would even talk about all the things about reading, like, why do we read? What kinds of things do you like to read? Have a discussion about reading in our classes. Let's get on. So go ahead and do that. You can pause. Talk with your class. Why do you read? So let's get on and let's do some insect research. So here's Mrs. Pakawi's screen.
You're going to go to Google Classroom at the bottom. Click on the box. Okay, go into your classroom. And we're going to find an assignment called Insect Research that you have already assigned to your students.
Perfect. 2 sites, because looking at 2 sources is one of the things we need to do in our language arts. So let's start with one of my favorites, National Geographic. So good.
So good. Here we go.
Awesome. And at first, we're going to do this as a class. This is what I would do. So you can watch us do this and get an idea, and then do it yourself. Make sure you choose an insect, because we're studying insects. I mean, it's tempting to just go to Black Widow, but technically that's Arachnidae. It's not Insectae. It's a different group. Should we do? Oh, cicadas are cool.
Yeah, done. Oh, I'm going to load more.
Yeah, let's load some more. Let's choose one, and this you will do as a class. So teachers, I would have a Google Doc open, and let's go and do, honeybees are always awesome.
Let's do honeybees. Let's click on that.
Fantastic. Okay, cool.
Okay.
In the assignment,
we're going to go back.
We've given you a doc, a blank Google Doc, and it's just lovely.
There we go. We're going to add honeybees.
Honeybees. Perfect. And what we're going to use, underline, bold, what we're going to use is voice typing to ask questions. So let's just get used to using voice typing. I have many videos in the grade 1 already. I think maybe in 2 that show how to use that voice typing, but we'll do it one more time. Purple puzzle piece.
Click on the talk and type, so the headphones with the microphone.
Test, test, test.
And test it. Test, test, test. It works.
Yeah. And the big thing, Ms. Pakawi, is probably knowing undo or highlight and backspace, because you're going to have to correct it. It doesn't always work super fantastic. But for this one, the teacher is going to be doing the typing, and the students are going to be answering the questions. So what are some questions we have about honeybees?
Ooh, I know.
Yeah.
Where do honeybees live? Question mark.
Awesome. And remember, if you're doing, the teacher's going to be typing this, but when you're doing it later on, you have to stop the microphone every time. Where do honeybees live? So we can talk about where in the world they live, but we can even get more specific, like what do their homes look like?
Ooh. What do their homes look like? Question mark.
And some of us already have some background information on bees too. Every time I'm looking at an insect, do you have some more questions bubbling in your brain?
Ooh, I do. Are honeybees harmful to humans? Question mark.
That makes me think, can they sting you more than once, like a wasp, or can they only sting you one time?
Ooh. Can they sting you more than once?
And why do they sting even?
Question mark.
Yeah.
Why do they sting you? Question mark.
And whether it's a dung beetle or whether it's a cicada or whether it's a honeybee, what do they eat is always a
Yes.
question we have when we're talking about animals, insects.
What do they eat? Question mark.
Perfect. Do you have some more? You have some more questions? I got a bunch.
I wonder, like, what time of the year do they live, or do we see them? Like, what seasons are they living in? Because I know we don't really see them all the time.
So, like, yeah, do they hibernate or do they?
Yeah, I like that one. No, dude.
That always happens with voice text.
I know. So undo or highlight and delete.
So do they hibernate? What do they do in the winter? Do they just die and it's new ones that we see? What?
Ooh, lots of things.
So many
Do
questions.
they hibernate? Question mark. Yeah. Which ones do you have?
Well, one thing is sometimes you hear about a swarm of bees.
Ooh.
Why do they swarm? Yeah, and maybe are they all male or is there only one female? There's only one queen. Is every bee except the queen?
I like those ones.
And bees have amazing questions. Like how do they find the flowers and the pollen and then get back? So how do they navigate even? I've seen a thing with bees
I like
dancing.
the word navigate.
And you think, oh, my grade twos won't say navigate. No, they probably will. Because I remember in your class, they were like, are they venomous? And they were asking some very awesome questions.
Yeah.
So really, we want to come up with as many awesome questions as we can. And as we ask questions, do you notice more questions percolate and come up? Do one together like this one. And then what I would do is I would have students choose one that they're going to do themselves.
So may I go back?
Yeah. Now, I have more B questions. That's fine. But students, after teachers and students have come up with a giant list of awesome questions together, students should go and choose a different one. And remember, try to choose insects. Some of these will have
mosquitoes.
Oh man, I've got a lot of questions about mosquitoes.
Me too.
Why mosquito? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So choose one and then just come up with as many questions as you can. That is our goal. We don't even want the answers. The other thing you can do now, and one of the students in Mrs. Pakawi's class asked this, like, can we look at Epic if there's not enough information on National Geographic? And the answer is
yes.
Of course. So hopefully you have an Epic account for your students. If you don't, I've got the whole setup, how to set up in a previous video that you can take a look at. So if you would like, after your students have come up with as many questions as they can from one source, they could go ahead and go to Epic. And you should have the student login. You would have your code that you would give them. And let's go ahead and let's just take a look. Let's do a search. Should we still search for bees? Because that's our topic that we're doing.
Probably just bees. Oh, wow.
One thing I love, dancing bees. If you look, there's a little green tab, or right where you are, you could click on read to me and it'll refine it. So these will all be books where it'll read to you. But remember, we're not really looking for answers yet. We just want veo abejas. I see bees. Abejas. So you want to look for the green ones and read to me. Let's come up with even more questions. I bet you just thumbing through there's another National Geographic. I bet you that was awesome.
I bet you would be too. Let's look at it.
Oh, such good pictures. Cool facts. Ooh. You might even, instead of a question, you might just also have a cool fact that you want.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Bees are buzzing. What makes the buzzing sound? Is it their wings? Is it just the wings? Yeah.
That's a great question.
That might be a good question if you're doing cicadas, because they make a lot of noise. I don't know if you know those insects, but. So your assignment, my friends, after you've done the group with your class, group questions, choose your own insect.
Yeah.
Look on National Geographic. Come up with as many questions as you can using voice to text. Then in the next video, we'll look at kind of organizing and answering. Good questions, Mrs. Picawi.
I think they're great. And I think I added the one you just came up with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. We are ready for part 2.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Malte.
Well, thank you. We'll see you in the next one where we answer some. We're going to organize and answer these questions. Da, da, da. All right. Gotta press stop. Ha. Take care.